So, I just got back from seeing Deadpool, a film I've been looking forward to for quite a long time. I grew up reading Marvel comics I still do, really, but I got into them basically because of the run of Jim Lee when he was doing the X-Men in the early 90s. And I was aware of Deadpool, and like he popped up the odd time in the animated series. But other than that, I didn't really know about him properly until the X-Men film came out there, the Wolverine one, back in 2009, which was so bad. But basically, in the first like 10 minutes, Ryan Reynolds was it was fairly obvious he was pretty funny as the early version of Wade Wilson. But what happened was for years, I'll give you a little background first. What happened was for years was basically when they saw how good he was in that role, fans were always kind of going, when are we going to get a Deadpool solo film? So basically, what happened was they hired the two guys who wrote Zombieland, Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, their names were. They wrote a script, and basically Fox were too busy making the X-Men movies to give it proper attention. But what happened was Ryan Reynolds went into the studio one day and he filmed a kind of a test reel in motion capture, and basically they kind of did a 2 minute trailer. It's the scene of the film where this scene here behind me, where basically he's in the car, kills all the terrorists, and they did it all CG, and it got leaked, which is a fancy way of saying that basically someone did a really bad cam of it and basically released it, and they're saying, oh, someone in the studio is going to get fired. But what actually happened was Fox intentionally leaked it or released it. Basically, fans saw it, they loved it, and as a result, Fox greenlit the making of the film, which I just came back from. Early word of mouth was like, oh, Ryan Reynolds is playing Deadpool, it's going to be amazing, we want violence, we want an R rating, what you would call 18s over here. But what happened was they got that, Ryan Reynolds is playing Deadpool, the suit looked amazing, but then early word of mouth came out saying that the film was only an hour and 3/4 long, and fans were getting worried, going, oh, this is going to be terrible, you're not going to do the character justice. But having seen it now, I mean, like, I can't find a bad thing wrong with the film. I mean, like, it does fly. There wasn't a single minute or two in the film, apart from maybe the torture scenes in the middle of it, where basically the audience, it was packed when we went to see it. It's the first night, this is the 12th, the Friday the 12th, it's out over here, and it was absolutely packed. I mean, like, people were busting a gut laughing at the film, which is what you want, because in the comics, he's one of these characters that breaks the fourth wall, which basically means he knows he's in a comic book. He's able to literally reach out the panels at you, and he kind of references Ryan Reynolds, he references Green Lantern, he references Stan Lee. All this stuff happens in the film, and basically, I loved the fact that the first major comic book film to come out was X-Men back in 2000. And then you had Blade, and you had Iron Man back in 2008, and they're really great films, but it's just they always have a kind of not necessarily serious, but kind of I want to say steadfast, but what I mean is like they're afraid to poke fun at themselves. And it was building and building where someone had to come in and not do kind of a hot shots naked gun kind of spoof, but poke fun at the genre. And Ryan Reynolds pokes fun at the genre big time. I mean, like, the whole film from beginning to end is just a blast. I mean, like, there isn't a weak part in the entire film. The script is just razor sharp. Ryan Reynolds he was born to play Deadpool, basically. There's like cool little nods to the fact that like the only two X-Men characters that show up in the film are Colossus and this new chick, Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Basically, she's a little kind of a teen goth who has these super cool kind of flame powers and stuff. But basically the only reason they're in the film is because Fox didn't want to pony up and pay for Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart, so on and so forth. But I mean, like, they already greenlit Deadpool 2, and there's a really cool Easter egg at the very end credits I won't spoil for you. But basically, they're already talking about the sequel, where they're going to introduce the character of Cable. I mean, like, the guy who directed this was basically a music video director, Tim Miller, his name is, and he was mainly known for doing visual effects sequences, opening title sequences. He did the cool title sequence at the very start of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the American version, Fincher's remake, where you've got the credits coming up with that awesome Immigrant Song cover by Karen O and Trent Reznor, and you've got all the kind of black oil going around the keyboards and stuff. That was done by him. So, I mean, like, David Fincher started off doing music videos for Madonna, and look at him now, But basically, Tim Miller directed it, and Junkie XL, his real name is Tom Holkenborg. He does the soundtrack, and he basically did the soundtrack to Mad Max Fury Road last year, and now he's doing Batman Superman, the Batman side, next month for Warner Brothers. So basically, the music's great, the effects are great, it's really, really violent. It's got a lot of language. When myself and Louise, my girlfriend, went to see it, we were at the very back. And to my left, there was a parent, a dad there with his two sons, and they were about 10 or 11. And I'd say it was the typical, oh, it looks like a superhero film, I'll get the kids out of the house on a Friday night kind of thing. And the first 20 minutes, you've got coarse language, extreme violence, graphic sexual nudity. And I looked over at that point and you could just see the dad looking at his two sons going, what have I done? I mean, like, but other than that, I mean, like, it's extremely enjoyable. I really, really like. I hope there's more on the Blu-ray because it was short, but it was a good short. It wasn't. It didn't kind of. It didn't go on way too long or anything like that. Fox owns the rights to Deadpool now, which is saying that basically they will not let them go because this is already looking like a massive hit. They're doing not Days of Future Past. The next X-Men film is going to be Apocalypse. That's out in May over here, and they're building their own little kind of shared universe now because Marvel got it going in 2008 with Iron Man. DC are kind of they started in 2013 with Man of Steel, and they're kind of following it up now with Batman Superman next month, and then Wonder Woman and Justice League, and now Fox are trying to do it. They own a little pocket of the Marvel universe with the X-Men franchise. And basically, that's all they have. I mean, like they had a chance to reboot Fantastic Four during the summer last year, and it was I don't think I should talk about that. But basically now they've got Deadpool and they've got all of the X-Men. So if they keep this thing going, it'll be an absolutely massive, massive, massive thing for them. It's already tracking to make a lot of money in America this weekend. And judging by the reaction of the cinema we went to, it was just an absolute, it's a massive hit. It's going to be huge. All right. So basically that's my review. I absolutely loved it. Go see it more than once. Support the film because that was the main thing Ryan Reynolds said. He's like, if you like the film, if you want to see a sequel, go see the film. Don't download it. Don't rip it off the internet. Don't watch a Russian cam with subtitles. Pay to see it in your local cinema because that'll get bums on seats. That'll get money. That'll get tickets sold. It'll help the film get made. Get a sequel get made. All right, so if you like what you see, feel free to like and subscribe. And my next review will probably be maybe another episode of OJ or The Walking Dead is back on Sunday. So I might review one of those. If not, it'll be probably Daredevil Season 2 when it's back in the middle. It's actually the day after Paddy's Day. So hope you enjoyed the review. See you soon.